This video is brought to you by makeITsimpleTT, the premier online learning space for CSEC IT and computer science classes in the Caribbean. All our classes are run on the familiar and secure Google Classroom platform. The weekly videos are well laid out and labeled by topic, dated, and placed in reverse chronological order to ensure easy access even if you miss a class. To register, head over to our website at makeITsimpleTT.com/register, or you can WhatsApp 1-868-308-8799. We're going to run this in our online compiler. The reason I'm using our online compiler is because this is the algorithm that we had from last week. So we realized that the algorithm is fairly simple. No big issues with the algorithm. Right, this is the exact same algorithm that we did in the previous video. So the previous video would have given you the algorithm. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be converting this algorithm into a Pascal program. But the Pascal compiler I'm going to use is not a compiler that's on a computer. I'm going to use an online compiler. The reason I'm using an online compiler is because it's easier. You don't have to install any software. And if you're using different types of devices, you'll be able to use this online compiler once you have a browser. That's the good thing about it. So if you don't have a Windows computer, but you're using a Chromebook or you're using a tablet or something, and you can't install Dev Pascal, then the online compiler is your friend. So let's get this online compiler in a gear. Open it up. Alright, the name of the online compiler is Online GDB. So I'm gonna zoom in on it so you can see. Zoom, zoom, zoom. If we had this for everybody back in the day, life would have been so nicer. Like you wouldn't have to download or anything, right? So the online compiler, onlinegdb.com, you go there. Once you go to onlinegdb.com, you will see the console. But what's really cool about this is you could choose which language you want to do. So if you go on the top right hand side, you will see that you could select the language. And ta-da! We have all sorts of languages we could use. And the CXC syllabus gives you the ability to choose multiple languages. So let me just flip to the syllabus pretty quickly. So we got to the syllabus now. I'm going to show you what marks you're looking for. So we're actually working for marks for program language features, program execution, aka working program. The program must be working, alright, sure. Then you have program features, working solution, control structures, variable initialization. These are the next 3 marks that you're working for here. And then the last mark is documentation. Now, it says that you don't have to use any language. That's all right. Just search into the document for the word language. Alright. Using the programming, this is the question here, right? So the same algorithm that we did before, which is here, problem solving. We wrote the algorithm already. And now we are going to now develop the problem statement for the algorithm developed above. So we added a problem statement. Even though the mark scheme doesn't have anything about a problem statement, we'll still do it because they said to do that. Using the programming language Pascal or VBA, write code to implement automate the algorithm. However, this question says use Pascal or VBA, but look at this. Candidates are advised to try out solutions on a variety of different problems on a computer using a programming language of their choice. No particular programming language will be assumed in this syllabus. So look at it here. No particular programming language will be assumed in this syllabus, which is cool. However, what that means is, you notice here they have recommended software for all of these word processing, spreadsheets, database, and web page design. They don't have any recommended programming language. So wherever you see Pascal or C or whatever, you could use Pascal wherever you want. So the syllabus doesn't assume a programming language, so you could use whichever one you want. So I'm going to show you all how to do it in Pascal or C. The reason I'm going to show you in Pascal is because more than likely your teacher would have taught IT before and they just use Pascal all the time. So they are accustomed using Pascal, so they will teach it in Pascal. However, there are some teachers like me who know that when you go into Form 6, you're going to be writing your program in C, because that's the programming language for the computer science syllabus. So I teach my Form 4s and Form 5 C programming one time, so that when they reach into Form 6, they won't die because they have to learn a whole new language. To me, you don't really need to know Pascal, then know C. Because Pascal, you're not going to use again for the rest of your life. But C, you're most likely going to use that somewhere in your programming life, whether it be university or wherever. There's no university that teaches Pascal that I know of. But they'll definitely teach you C. So the earlier you learn C, the better. So that's why I do it in Pascal and C. And I kind of look down on people who have to do it in Pascal. But hey, what are you going to do? So let's go. So first thing you want to do is when you go to onlinegdb.com, you go to onlinegdb and then you're going to choose language. When you go to language, you're going to choose Pascal. Click Pascal and boom, it's going to give you Pascal. So what we want to do is we're going to take out all of the drama here. Right. So we take out all of that drama. What I want to do is I'm going to try to put the windows side by side so that you could see the algorithm and you could also see the so algorithm on this side and code on that side. So I'll have to make it a little smaller. But the reason I'm doing this is because it makes life a lot easier to translate it. Because basically what you're doing is you're taking the algorithm that you did and translating it to a program. So let's start with the Pascal program part. So I'm going to zoom in. Alright, so on the left hand side I have algorithm students, which should get a refund, right? So when you're doing a Pascal program, I hope I remember this properly. If I don't, well, program is a keyword. That's why it'll come up in orange. When it comes up in orange, that basically tells the compiler, all right, this is a program. So program, find votes or something like that. No, determine refund. Let me put determine refund as the name. All right, first thing you want to know is that, of course, you can't put a space in the name of your program. If you want to put a space, then you can just put an underscore. Ta-da! One step down. A lot of you will not do that and get error messages, and then
1 hour later.
You come and you watch this video and you're like, wow, somebody could have told me not to put a space in my program name. But that's okay. Alright, so program that. Good. Next thing I want to do is variables, var. The reason I'm putting var is because I have to list out the variables that I want, and you can see I listed out the variables here. But in an algorithm, you don't really put the variable types, but when you do the program in Pascal, you're speaking the actual language of the computer. So if you're speaking the actual language of the computer, you want to put the data type. So the first thing I have is name. Name will be string. Name. No. It's name string. Yeah, right. So in Pascal, let's put the variable name. And then just put string. A string or character way. Anyhow, you'll see what happens when I compile. Then we want to put all the integers that we're going to put. Votes received, votes cast, count, and the next count. All those are integers, so I could put VC. Okay, so VR, VC, count and C, count, and then C. And then I'll put integer bar colon. I don't think it will accept name, you know. Name coming up as in color. If it comes up in color, that means they can't accept name. So I'll have to put candidate name. Yeah, C name string. Right, good. Alright, do I have to put any real numbers? Nope, no problem at all there. Good. So what I want to do next is begin. Begin! I will tab, and if I'm doing it for 10 people, which is fairly possible, shouldn't have any issues, I will go for C equal to 1 to 10. Do I haven't done a Pascal program since last year. Yeah, since last year when I do the video on Pascal, I do a Pascal program since then. I don't really know how this could work. Alright, so I want to print. Please enter the name, votes received, and votes cast. To print in Pascal, you have to put a right line. Quotes, please enter the name, votes received, and votes cast. Name, votes received, and votes cast. Nice. So that's supposed to come up on the screen, and then I want to read all this stuff. But before I stop, I'll test to see if this is working. Now you see upper begin and upper end at a full stop. While you're going through your code, just kind of check like every 5 lines are right. Check to see if it's compiling. If it's not compiling, then you should fix those errors one time. So let's check to see if we compiling. If I click run, what do I get? I get an error. Fatal syntax error, colon expected but equal found. Oh, I was supposed to put a colon and an equal sign here for the 4 to work. Ta-da! Run now. Let's see. Will it print to the screen? Nope. Illegal character. Something compilation aborted. Or when you're typing text, it's supposed to put it in single quotes. Good. Let's run again. This is what you should do. Alright, so it had please enter the name, votes received, and votes cast, and that happened 10 times. So clearly, my code is working so far because I have 10 times to ask for the things that they want me to put in. Good. So all of the things that would have been done before, I did it correctly. And you want to make sure that you test as you go along. So after I ask for please enter the name, votes received, and votes cast, next thing I want to do according to my algorithm is read all of them. Read name, VR, and VC. Pascal kind of weird sometimes when you're reading things. So I usually just read all of them individually. So I'll read name first, semicolon. Then I will read LN, it stands for read line, right? I'll read name first, then I'll read VR. And then I'll read PC. Alright. So you could put all of them on one line if you want, but if you try to read a string, then an integer, then an next integer, I don't know, the compiler could get vexed with you. And if you don't really want the compiler getting vexed with you, you just want the thing to run. So I put that in, I'm not too sure if it's going to work. Guess what I should do? I should test it. So I put in the thing, so let's run now and see what happens. This video is brought to you by makeITsimpleTT. In every CSEC IT class, assignments are given on a weekly basis covering the topic that was taught in the class. The assignments are original questions and test the entire syllabus and model the style of questions that come in past papers. Monthly reports are also sent to parents and guardians, showing the progress of students. To register, head over to our website at makeITsimpleTT.com/register, or you can WhatsApp 1-868-308-8799. It just compiled and see that there are 3 errors. Oh, okay. Right, so when you do a for loop, you're supposed to put a begin and an end for the for loop to know when to start and finish. So you have to put a begin, and then you have to put an end with a semicolon. The reason you have to do that is because you have to tell the for loop, don't just do this line alone, but do everything that comes after. So the begin and end needs to be put in there. If you don't do that, you will run into some problems. So you put in the begin, you put in the end. Now if I run this, it should stop and prompt me to enter the name right here. So I'm going to enter the name as Bob. Press enter. Then it asks me for votes received, which will be 56 if I want to, and then votes cast. And then after that, it should give me the new line, which is please enter again. Right, good. So the loop is working. So I've clearly set up a loop to run 10 times, and the things that I want to run inside the loop, they are between the words begin and end. This end here has a semicolon, whereas this end here has a full stop. So I ask them to read the stuff. What else does my code say to do? Read the stuff, and then I have to say if votes received is greater than or equal to blah blah blah. So I'm not going to type over all that. Just going to take this just like that, because this is fairly solid here. Alright, let me put this right here. So after I read all of those things, are still between the begin and end, I want to check to see if VR, votes received, is greater than or equal to 0.2 multiplied by VC. Yeah. This is literal Pascal syntax here. There's nothing that's problematic. It follows all the rules. I have the if or whatnot. So what I want to do now is I just want to indent and say what to do if. I want to print refund due for a particular name. So to print something I have to use right line, and I want to print refund due for colon, and then after the quotation marks I put in a comma, and the comma is going to be refund due for name, right here. So name, C name, customer name or client name. Right, so I put all of that in, and then the next thing I have to do is count is equal to count plus 1. Now we have a problem now. Here's the problem. When you do an if statement, you have to make sure that inside you have a begin and end if you have two commands. However, because if you only do one, if you do the if statement and you only have one line, it will basically stop and just do this alone. But you don't want it to do just this alone. You want it to do this and this line too. So what we have to do is we have to put a begin here, and then we have to put an end here, and power comma, right? A semicolon, sorry. That way the if statement will do this part here. Then now we could go and put the else, and now indent the else to say printf no refund due. Alright, so we have to print no refund due. So right line, no refund due. And that's it. It has been single quotes. Now, what you're going to also have to do is you gotta lock this if statement. Yeah, I don't think I gotta lock it anyway. So what I could do is after I've indented it, let me test to see what will happen if it will compile, to see if I have any errors. Because remember I told you every time I type a few lines, just test it. See if it's working. So when I click run here, will I get syntax errors? Yes. Warning variable count does not seem to be initialized. Fatal syntax error. Semicolon but else found. Oh, right. Let's start with count. Count equals 0. Initializing these here, the mark. So set all of them to 0 at the start. Right, good, yeah, cool. I think I have to put a begin and end. This one I have to just put begin and end normal, and then by this one here I have to put begin and end with the semicolon. Right. What this does is inside the if, it determines, okay, this is treated separately to this, but this semicolon here will say when the whole if is finished. So that should fix that problem. Let's see. Colon expected but equal sign found. Oh, assignment statement here. So I have to put colon equal sign here. Good. Right, so this is literally how you're gonna be fighting through this code because you don't know what to do. Fatal syntax error, colon expected but equal found. line 5. Ah, okay. When I assign all these things, I'm supposed to put colon on equal sign. I remember that, right? Right, done. Good, great, wonderful. Now, you're going to tell me something again? More errors?
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
You just compile that exit now. Alright, fatal syntax error, colon expected but that found. But colon equal sign found. Here what, I'm not gonna set these variables to 0 here. Because it's confusing the thingy on top there. Alright, so what we have to do is before when the begin happens, I'll just set all of them to 0. BR colon equals 0 semicolon. BC colon equal 0 semicolon. Count colon equal 0. C colon equal 0. Right. Please tell me enough vex with me now, compiler. Haha, right. So no longer vex with me. So we fixed all the problems there. The reason we had those problems, I just explained. I tried to initialize them right up inside here. Normally you could do that in C programming, but not Pascal, so I did it there. And I also, so I put all of them and I initialize them there. Initialize basically means set to 0. And with the if statements, inside the if statements, I basically said begin and end for the first part of the if, and then begin and end for the next part of the if. But I use the semicolon to lock off the whole thing. What else I have to do? Print the number of people who voted. Wow, that's all. Alright, so now when the whole for loop is finished. Okay. Stop. Yeah, when the whole for loop is finished, I'm going to press enter and do the right line. Right line. And what am I writing? The total number of voters who got refunds is, and then I'm going to put the word count here. Count. Ta-da! Alright, so let's test this program now. So I run it, go down here. Let's see, well, I have some space and I'll make it all bigger so you can see. Please enter the name, votes received, one thing. So I just put alphabetical letters when I'm testing, so it'll be like A. 5,000. 6,000. Refund you for A. Alright, so it comes up because basically this is definitely more than 20% of that, right? So I'm gonna try again. B. Runtime error. But doesn't that suck? What is the error here? Why would you do that? What is the problem? Let me put read line and see. Read line. I'm not really supposed to make a difference, but I've seen some weird things happen in my time. So I try again. A 500, 5,000. B. Yep, read line is the problem. So just remember that. 400, 4,000. Refund you. No refund you. C. 6,000. 9,000. Refund you. For C. D. I'm going through all 10 of them, so y'all watch the letters of the alphabet. I'll probably speed up this part of the video or something. D. 3,000, 5,000. Refund you for D. E. 3,400. 8,000. That's not 20%. Oh, refund you. F. 100. 10,000. What? Are refunds supposed to be due when you get over when the votes received is greater than 20% of the votes cast? That's not supposed to be there. Hang on, let go again. G. If you get 10 votes and the amount of people voting is 100, it's supposed to say no refund due. Okay, that's correct. Oh yeah, 100 or 100. I don't know. H. 6,790, and there were 200,000 voters. Yeah, that's more than 20%. Okay. Mathematin. I 56, 1,000. No refund. Why? The math's not matching because if you get 56 votes, oh yeah, it's supposed to say no refund you because you didn't get 20% right here. I'm correct. J, that's 10. Wait, this will take so long. When you're testing, you don't have to use these large numbers. You could test with 5 or something like that. Yeah, right. Refund it. So when you're done, you're going to get these 10 things, and this is your output. Now the cool thing about this is you could either screenshot this bottom part here, or it has this thing called copy output to clipboard. Now I would suggest I take a screenshot of this whole screen and show them that you did it, right? This is the whole program here. The whole program works. But there is this button here that says copy to clipboard. So when you click copy to clipboard, it's going to copy, output copy to clipboard, and then you click OK. Then you go to Word. You open up your Microsoft Word or whatever document editor you're using. And then if you click paste, the exact output that you had would come up there. But CXC don't want that. CXC don't want you to type it up because anybody could come and type this up and it will look the same way. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to maximize this screen here. So make the OpenGDB big, and then click this little button here, and it'll make everything wide like that. When it makes it wide like that, what you want to do is you're doing your little slipping tool, Control Shift and S, and cut that screen, boy. Doesn't matter if it's black or whatever. When you cut that, you could go to your document and you could paste it like that. So that's the question that you normally have. How do you get the output onto the screen? You just go to the OpenGDB, make it big like that. This little button here. See this here? Click that and it will maximize it. And just take 2 snips of it, put it inside the document, and you're good to go. You would be good to go. Alright, so that's Pascal. This video is brought to you by makeITsimpleTT. Every class is structured to run on a yearly cycle from June to May. This cycle covers the whole syllabus in 12 months with 1 2-hour session per week, along with assignments that are given weekly. Every class is recorded so students can always go over the work and recap notes in case they miss a class. To register, head over to our website at makeITsimpleTT.com/register, or you can WhatsApp 1-868-308-8799. Yeah. Right, so that's good. Now let's go on to doing it in C programming now. Same thing, same concept, but we're going to write it in C programming. So this is the whole Pascal program here. If you want to slow scroll, because you're legit going to just copy this whole thing. Why you do by? Ta-da! And that works it out. Now if you had to do this in a while loop, you know, just follow the algorithm that I had before and do it with a while loop, and make sure you do the begin and the end properly. Let's move on now to C. So I'm going to click C. And I'm going to just convert it to C. Oh wait, one thing I forgot about Pascal before we do that here. One thing about Pascal, you had to put some sort of comments, right? So put any comments by putting in curly brackets, open and close curly brackets. Like that. And then type in your name goes here, your school goes here, your date of completion goes here. You are going to put words here, right here. Right, that's all. Right, so you put comments in and you get them marks. Right. So now we're going to move on to doing this thing in C programming. So we're going to go to C. And when we go to C, I'm going to just basically remove the Pascal code and put in the C code for one time. So I'll go and put the comments. In C, when you put in comments, you have to put a, not curly brackets, you have to put a / and asterisk, and then the next / and the next asterisk. And that will give you comments. So your comments go here, right? Your school, date of completion, stuff like that, and some more stuff. Right, anything that's between the asterisk and the / you should be good there. You don't need to put any title in C because that's important. What you do have to put is hashtag include stdio.h. Right. The reason you're putting this in is because you have to use standard input and output. So I'll take off all this stuff there. That was the Pascal stuff, right? So include standard input output stdio.h. Then you have to put void main. That's the create the main part of the program. Open curly brackets. And now everything you're going to put inside here is going to be in there, right? So the reason you put in void main is because it's a main and it's not returning anything. So you just kind of leave that as is. Then you are going to put in now printf. That's how you say things in C. Printf. Please enter. No, before we do the printf, we gotta create all the variables. So we gotta create the variables for name. So char, I don't know, like put 25. 25 is a good size for name. Char 25 name semicolon. Alright, so that'll give you a name. That'll give you the ability to put in a name. And then int BC, BC and C and count. The reason I'm putting those things in is because if you look at the algorithm, those are the exact same things that I have there. Let me just push this to the side. Right. So the algorithm requires me to have some variables, name, VR, VC, count, and C. Now, because I'm writing this in C programming, not Pascal, I could declare the variable status to 0 one time. So VR 0, VC 0, C 0, and count 0. So that's good. All right. So now I want to prompt the user. So printf, please enter. I'll put double quotes. Please enter the name, votes received, and votes cast. Semicolon at the end, And then I'm going to put scanf. What do I want to scan? I need to scan all the things that they have to put in. So the first thing I'm going to scan is the name. So that'll be a %C, a %S for the string. Then I'm going to put %D for the votes received and the votes cast, then %D again. As the order, votes received, votes cast, yeah. And then after this, I make the double quotes, I'll put a comma, and I'll put the variables that I want to get. So the first one is and name. The next one is and VC, VR. And the next one is and VC. Now C is case sensitive, so you don't want to make a mistake and not do the case, that put things in uppercase and then you make a mistake. Right, so let's see if this works first. Any errors? Expected error before char 25 line 10 char name. Right, so again, the reason why you want to test your code early is you just want to get rid of those errors, because you know sometimes you might be like rusty like me and you'd make those kind of small mistakes. But now that I remember, it's cool. Every year has had to go through this, because you just forget code like that. Like, wow, we just forget code so easily. All right, so I'm going to put in that pin. So this works, and I'm going to just put in some values and print them back out. Just for, no, I'm not going to print it back out. Right, so after I get the 3 values, now I want to say if the same thing I'm going to copy right here, if this, yeah, that's the calculation from the algorithm. So that's going to drop that straight inside here. If votes received is greater than 0.2 of votes cast, that's easy. All right, now what a if, you have to put like semicolons for the first part of the if. So if votes received blah blah blah, then I want to print f. What do I want to print? I want to print the words that I have here. Refund due for name, right? So I'm gonna put refund due for, and the name I'm gonna put %S. Yeah, %S. Because name is what I'm gonna put inside it, right? So you put refund due %S and then comma name, and the name will, this name here will latch back onto that S, kind of like that. And then I'm going to carry up the count. Count is equal to count plus 1. Good. Now I'm going to put the else. The else is separated by curly brackets also. So else printf no refund due. Right, so my only problem is I have done all of this, but I haven't put any loop yet. So I have to put any loop before things go wild. So I'm going to put any loop. So the first thing, well, I need to make sure that all of this is indented. You're not getting any marks for indentation, but please indent your code. For C is equal to 1, C less than or equal to 10. Now you could start C at 0, but I really teach that in Form 5 because Form 5 children does have a problem understanding that 0 is a number. So I'll just put 1. So you'll understand 1 to less than or equal to 10. C++, right? So this is a standard for loop, so that we will loop 10 times, and when you're ending a for loop, the brackets are really what will tell you when the for loop is finished. So I have one bracket there and a next bracket there. Good. So this for loop is supposed to run 10 times. Easy. Yep. Straightforward. So what we have, printf, please enter the names votes received. We will prompt the user. Then we'll read the 3 things that we need from the user. All of these 3 things. Then I'll need the calculation to see if it's greater than or equal to 20%. And if it is, then I'll say refund due for that name. Carry up the count by 1. Else, no refund due. Now when the whole for loop is finished, I'm going to now printf. Well, no. number of refunds given, and then I'm going to put %d, comma, what do I put there? I put the refunds given, which will be the count, and that is that. Let's see what happened now. Any errors? Nope. All right, please enter the name. I have a problem. Something I have to fix. Right, normally when you type up something on the screen, on C you have to put \n to say go to a new line. So every time you do something like that, just put \n at the end of all of the prints that you do before the colon, before the inverted commas, so that you'll go to a new line. Right, that way things will look a little neater. So let's try that again. Run. Right, so now again the cursor down on the bottom. Now for testing purposes, I'm not going to do this 10 times, so I'm just going to stop it and change this count from less than or equal to 10 to less than or equal to 3. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I'm testing. So if it happens 3 times properly, then it will happen 10 times, it will happen 100 times properly, right? So I'm going to run it and we'll see what will happen if I do it 3 times. Please enter the name. Name is Bob. Votes received 500. Votes cast 5,000. Is that more than 20%? Yes. No, it's not. 500 and 5,000. Yeah, you only get a bit of votes there. You ain't getting enough to get a refund. Jim. 10 votes. 1,000 candidates. No refund due. However, Pam got 101 votes and it was 1,000. No. 101 votes and it was 500 voters. Pam will get a refund because she got more than 20%. And then you see number of refunds given, 1. That's the day for you. So this is the C code version of it. Look, everything that you need is inside here. You get all the marks, and then of course with your output, maximize this screen here by doing that, and then just take a what you should have all 10 of them and take a snapshot. Windows Shift and S or whatever you use to take a print screen on your computer. Could be a Chromebook you're using. That's the reason I'm using an online compiler. You jump straight into your word processor and then you just paste it and you will have evidence that your code actually run. The reason you have to have evidence that your code actually run is because CSEC not actually checking your code. They just checking to see if you have evidence that it's there, and you would copy and paste your code into the document also. But the whole document preparation, that'll be another video. How do you actually package your SBA? That's our next video. So you can look for that one in the links, right? That's all there, you know. So we took this algorithm that we had, and we took this algorithm and we wrote it. We wrote a program using our online compiler, onlinegdb.com. And you could use any program language that you want. So the next one I'll probably try to do is Python. So if you go here, you'll see that Python 3. You could do it in HTML, JavaScript, and CSS if you want. You could use Pascal, you could use Fortran, you could use Objective-C, Swift, Pogo, blah, 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 blah. All kind of programming languages if you feel like it. But I normally do Pascal, C, Python. Either one of those 3, those are the 3 main languages that anybody do. Visual Basic and not touching that, right? That's all. Algorithm, code. Thank you very much for watching another Make It Simple SBA tutorial video. I hope that it helped you. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff that YouTubers normally say. And most of all, share it with your friends in school. So you can share it with your classmates. You could even share it with your teachers. Doesn't matter, because we're all trying to get better at IT. So, see you in the next video because we make it simple.